best friend, how are you doing today? I have one question for you today. One question. My question. Do you have allowance? Allowance. Like when you were a kid, a lot of us, when you were a kid, perhaps when I was kid, we were given allowance. Allowance, usually with kids, it's in a form of money, but sometimes it's other things too. With me, it was a little money allowance, but also allowance of kind of some form of comic book for girls. That if I do well, I receive this allowance. I have this allowance to do, and so forth. So, have you ever have allowance? And very importantly, do you have allowance for yourself now? And you might say, well, that's okay. Maybe I have allowance for, perhaps you have allowance, perhaps you have fun. Some of us, you might have this fun, F-U-N-D, for fun, for having fun, like haha, laughing kind of fun. So you might have put aside fun for fun, hello. And some of us also have fun for when things not so fun, for rainy day. But what about other form of allowance? Do you have allowance for things such as your emotional and physical health? What do you give for yourself in form of allowing yourself to do what it takes to take care of your physical health? Allowing yourself to do what it takes to take care of your emotional health. And even so, just as importantly, what allowance do you have for you to make mistake? What allowance do you have for you to make mistake? Because many times as adult, one of the things that take a toll on us is we demand ourselves. We got to succeed in this. We got this goal, and And I invite you to perhaps just consider to allow yourself a little allowance. You know, if you ever seen little kids, or perhaps you have children, and the children say they learn to ride bicycle for the first time. And then they fall, and then they cry. What do you say? What would you say? Did you say, oh, it's okay. You did great. You got 3 cycles. You paddled 3 times, and you make it. And that's great. Yay, you're great. You're doing really great. You're doing really great. Let's get back you up, and let's do it again. Or, and then even if the kids fell down again a little bit later, you said, you do it, you done it, you did it, great job. Okay, let's get back up. And would you say that? Or perhaps anybody who has kid, even if you never teach your kid how to ride a bicycle, so I suspect your kid, or you have perhaps seen somebody else's kid learning how to walk. And they got up and they wobble. And then they fall down and it's like, yeah, mommy. And what do you say? What are you likely to say? You said, it's okay, let's get back up, great job. Or perhaps, might you say, what, hello? Didn't I give you the manual on how to ride a bicycle? Did you not know that you pedal this and you pedal that and you balance this and you balance that? But how could you not get it the first time around? Okay, you already fallen once. I mean, why do you have to fall it again? Did you not fall once and learn now? I mean, why do you even cry? For Pete's sake, hello, did you not get the manual on how to walk while you were in the womb? And you're supposed to be able to walk now. Better yet, you should start be running already. What's the problem with you? What would you do? What would you do? But as adult, many times we do that on our own, don't we? Many times, have you ever caught yourself saying, God, Why didn't I do that? Oh my goodness, I planned these 12 tasks for the day and I only accomplished 10. Oh, what a loser I am. Perhaps you might want to join me to give yourself allowance. This week we're talking about giving. I mentioned about how Bob Proctor's give in such a way that perhaps not the most logical thing for the moment seemingly, but the most expensive things. And we share about how Les Brown give 1,000%. We share about how we give on day-to-day basis. And what can you give? What allowance can you allow yourself? What allowance can you gift yourself that will allow you to feel most expensive? Perhaps it is a goal. Do you allow yourself to have a dream, to have a goal beyond on what you know how to do, but that feel most expensive? What allowance do you allow yourself to do toward your goal? Perhaps do you say, well, I have that goals, but it's kind of not so practical and I better look at the bank account first and this and that. Or would you say, well, which is one of one of my clients doing this week, his dream is to be able to have a home in certain location with certain view. And so what he allows himself to do this week is he allow himself to go. Is everything beautiful? Does he has more money than he could ever use in the bank? No. He, in his words, well, it's interesting. I decided I'm going to do this, and then I suddenly having a little bit less income coming in this past week, almost like the universe testing me. But he still allow himself to actually do what he could where he's at, and he decided to visit this place and rented a small place for a couple weeks just to get a feel on how is it living there. Is it feeling expensive? Is it feeling wonderful? Is it something that he would say yes with 1,000%? Or is it, well, it's not quite practical? What allowance would you allow yourself? What would you give yourself and gift yourself in terms of allowance for your health, for your emotional and physical health? How about for your relationship? Are you in a relationship that make you feel most expensive, or are you too afraid to dream of being in such a relationship where it is a win-all, it is more beautiful than you could even imagine because your heart has been broken in the past? Are you in a line of work that you wake up in the morning and say, yes, I am so thrilled to be doing this. I am so looking forward to embrace the day and being able to just grasp everything and just be so joyful and so thrilled to serve. And at the end of the day, you say, that was a day well lived, me creating, serving, and doing what I love. Or would you say, well, I want to do that, but it's not quite practical because the kids, the husband, the wife, the great-great-grandparents, and the dog and the cactus says this or that. What allowance can you allow yourself this week? I just invite you, perhaps if you would like to just share in the comments below, or perhaps even more importantly, to just listen to the little voice in you as you ask yourself, what can I allow myself more this week? Perhaps it is in forgiving what I have done in the past, because the past is the past. Learn from it, and then forgive the rest. Perhaps it is forgiving what I'm doing now. Perhaps it is not demanding so much of myself that at the beginning of the day I already feel overwhelmed before I even open my eyes, and at the end of the day I feel unaccomplished. Perhaps it is time to exercise more, time to sleep more, extra 15 minutes of sleep. Perhaps it is more opportunity to laugh, more opportunity to hug somebody, more opportunity to go out. Perhaps it is putting an extra $50 in the bank for you for rainy day or fun day, whatever funding you feel like to. What allowance can you give? As much as we want to give to others, we want to remember that you are your firstborn, and you will be the one person who will be with you as you take your last breath. Yes, you can have people around you, but you can even have people holding your hand. But at the end of the day, you will be with you, and you gotta live with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And not being morbid, but just kinda our reality. So please share in the comment below if there are certain allowance that you would that you, after listening to this, decide that you are going to give yourself, because it feels more expansive, even if at this moment you are yet to know how it's going to happen, because the how will take care of itself once you have decided. And you of course feel you are very welcome to connect with me, and that way I will be able to help you allow yourself this allowance and reach what it is that you would love. And please feel welcome to share your feedback in the comment below, as well as if you'd like to share this video with anyone that you love to, feel welcome to do that. And this is Bridget with From Grieving to Joyful Living. I see that as you are stepping more into allowing, into giving and gifting yourself the allowance that you will be bringing even more love, more life, more joy, more ease, more peace, more abundance in your life. And when you do that, you will bring the same to other, because when there is a bright light, the light shines, and your light will shine and lighten others, bringing life to others as well. And that you, as you do that, create a wonderful, beautiful, thriving life, one day at a time, and a magnificently beautiful, whole, thriving life. And I love you very, very much, and I look forward to see you again very, very soon.